a long overdue video. I'm new to this vlogging thing. My camera, I don't know if this is right, but welcome back. It's been a long time since anybody has seen me, heard from me, seen anything from me. And that's with all the best intentions as an artist, as a human being, as a creative that has creative block sometimes and is trying to gather all the ideas so that it can be like a grand reintroduction. I am working on content to rebrand my page as a content creator, as a brand, as that girl. Although I don't want to be on social media, and I'm going to get into that, this whole video will explain my 2-3 month hiatus I took from not just social media, from everybody. Your girl got a new number. I have a new secret social media page that some people know about, some people don't. A lot of people don't. Everything's just like, I'm a private person, but this year I'm gonna try to get more in the habit of showcasing just some of my process, but not all of it. So this is just a video to fill everybody in, catch everybody up to speed. And today I'm just really focusing on getting a set together. So I am going to be introducing a silk series to my socials to provide, like, you know, a series of content that provoke a lot of emotions. And, you know, going to art school at some point, college dropout, so going to art school at some point, you learn about like elements of design. So I'm trying to utilize those things and bring texture and feel and provoke senses, not provoke, you know what I'm trying to say, trigger people to see my pictures, and it triggers their senses, like you can feel this or you can smell this picture. Just right now for this series, we're all about texture and aesthetic. So I'm gonna give you guys a glimpse of what I'm working on and what I built by hand. Everything is improvised. I pretty much use all of what I have inside of here, and then I'll take a trip or so to like Home Depot. But other than that, everything I pretty much use in studio. I am the improvised queen. I will make something out of nothing, okay? Okay. And this will be part of the silk series. Don't mind this. This is not perfected. I literally just wing any type of drapery, anything. I just wing it all. This is not even the half of the set. We're going big, or we gonna stay home. So I have 4 sets to work on. This is just one of them. I did one already. Some of those pictures are on social media via my momager. I have not posted them yet. I don't know when I'm gonna post those. I think I'm gonna calculate and time everything. And the reason I did this, again, as a creator who honestly struggles with keeping up with social media, I'm not a social media girl, like I don't care for it, but it is the way of the world at the moment. So I gotta get with it or get lost. And I can't get lost. I have to keep up with the Joneses. So in order to not ever have to run out of content, I am doing things in series now so that everything's already kind of pre-ready and queued up to be seen. So yeah, it's January. This is a Valentine's Day shoot, but this will probably be one of the first things you guys see. The set that I already finished, my nude series, my nude silk series, won't be posted and probably like a little later in the month, because you know February is not just the month of love, but it is also Black History Month. So we're gonna bring a little nude and chocolate and, you know, butter pecan to the timeline to get a sense of skin and texture and feel and sense and cocoa butter, you know, vibes. So we're working on that today. All right. So for today's video, of course, we know we're gonna go over the set and go through the process of that and complete that. Like, let's talk about it. Talk about this going missing for 2 months. That ain't nothing really. I mean, that's a long time for social media, especially for somebody who has a business, you know. We're gonna do a little get ready with me as I, you know, work on my makeup for this set. So let's get into some things. By the way, I love Fenty Beauty. Rihanna, you did. right? So let's talk about it. Your girl went MIA for 2 months. You know, I will say it was long overdue. I was well overdue for like a system reboot, a reset. But you know, other things in life will trigger that to happen, because sometimes the little red flags that we see is just simply not enough. And I will say, I am one to push it to the max. I will wait till I'm just completely at my breaking point. Like, you know what? Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. And that's just what happened. That's exactly what happened. So, you know, there were instances where, you know, I was challenged, and obstacles, hurdles, and stuff that I had to get over. By the way, guys, I'm no MUA. This is how I do my little natural glow situation. And yes, I do my face first and not my brows, because I have thin brows. I don't know if you guys can see. And I'm able to make them not bold, but I'm able to make them not shy within my makeup. If I do them first, of course you have to clean them up with the concealer and then put the foundation over it. I'm a klutz, I get foundation in my brows. So to reduce all that, I put my eyebrows dead last. So back to what I was saying. You know, a lot of things were going on within my personal life, my private life, my work life, my just life as an artist, being a creator here. And sometimes, as you all know, other artists, you have creator's block, amongst other things, other temptations, other distractions. And I had some distractions, and I'm well aware of them. I take accountability for indulging in them. But at that particular time, you know, I was comfortable, I was living life, I had goals still, but I was very, very distracted. You know, sometimes it takes for life to kind of sit you down without you having, like, if you don't have discipline like me. Like, I am still working on discipline. I'm learning discipline for myself because I don't know it. I have no discipline. I'm very hard-headed. And I'm an adult, and I'm saying that, and I know that. That's one of, like, my worst traits. I'm very hard-headed. I'm gonna do what I want, you know, even when the universe is like, girl, no. And I'm like, girl, yes. Why not? But, you know, long story short, I don't want to get too far into details. My business was vandalized. Let's start there. My character was tested and insulted. All that good stuff. My gangster was tested. My religion was tried. It was a very, very hard moment, because I honestly, and to this day, that happened in 2021, to this day in 2022, I don't know what triggered it, or I have an idea what triggered it, but I don't know why I was targeted, or like I have no 100% answer to any of that. And honestly, within life, I've learned not to dwell on things that I cannot change, and that's something that I look orange, but I'm gonna tone it up. Wait a second. I've learned not to dwell on things that I just simply cannot change. It's just out of my control. My business was vandalized, and here's a picture of how my door looks. Yay! Imagine me seeing that. I had just left my job. This is my bread and butter, you know. So the fact that, you know, I'm already trying to get in the habit of gaining this discipline, show up, clock in here like it's a regular job, and then this happens. Now my safety and everything is compromised, and I'm livid. That alone, like I said, tested my religion, tested everything that I believed in, because I'm just like, why me? Like, I mind my business. So I thought, again, I would not get into the details of that, but I stay out the mix. Even without me disappearing for 2 months, even before then, you don't see me out. You don't see me in the mix of things. I really just mind my business. Like, business was vandalized, step 1. That was the first step to the first thing to trigger a system reboot. Like, hold on, wait a minute, I gotta check my surroundings. Everybody is a suspect. I can't trust nobody around me. Like, when I tell you my business was attacked, it was attacked. Before then, I have a business number, and I personally do not carry that phone with me. My business manager does, because I don't like talking on the phone. Only time a client will get my number is if you already have a pending order with me, and then I need to communicate with you within your order. Other than that, if somebody's just like asking questions that I don't necessarily have to answer, they go to another phone number where I have a business manager that just makes it simple for me, and I don't have to deal with them until they are a paying customer. And you know, she would always say like, can people call Diddy phone? Nope. So that's why before you're like, oh, you acting? No, I just don't talk to people, for one. And for two, if you're just asking a bunch of questions, I'm not, that's gonna cost you. So like I said, first things first, my business phone gets attacked. This person's texting this number, does your daughter still stay blank, blank, blank? I'm not gonna disclose where I live. Does your daughter still stay blank, blank, blank? Came from one number, came from a second number. Does your daughter still stay blank, blank, blank? And I'm like, first of all, I had just moved blank. I had not even been living there like just a full month. So I'm just like, who is this? Because I don't allow people my personal space. I've never broadcast. Like, again, I'm a private person. That's one thing. As a 20-year-old who had just moved out, I could have easily went on Instagram like, look, got my keys, you know, I live here, I live here. I never did that. I kept it very discreet. Only personal people, close people knew that I had even made that move. And another thing was, this person, like, to say, does your daughter, that means this person had already called the phone and was hanging up. So when my mom was answering it, she's like, hello. Whoever it is knew my mom was not, whoever it is knew my mother's voice to be able to text and say, does your daughter this, and that. When originally, they could have just been like, do you still, like, thinking it was me. But they heard her voice first and then sent these texts, does your daughter still stay blank, blank, blank. And they got this number off my Instagram because, you know, you have a call button, a book button, and all this other stuff. So this person used that to their advantage and completely harassed it. Like I said, they attacked my business phone first, and they went on my booking site. Booked all these random confirmations. And mind you, I'm sitting in here. The confirmations were for the very next morning. Like, it was like 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11:30. Like, they were back to back. And I'm like, somebody's playing with me. I get all these weird confirmation emails completely exposing my address. I'm in here, it's like 10 o'clock at night. I'm in here like, and I'm getting all these emails from random names, random, like, made up emails. Like, these emails, like, if her name was Miranda Brown, the email's Miranda Brown at Gmail. Like, super generic, super obvious things. And these were made up phone numbers, and they were back to back to back to back. So all of these confirmations were back to back to back, all within like 2 minutes of each other. And that right there sent off a ding in my head, like, okay, sums up. So now I'm feeling violated, and all I see is red, and I'm angry because I'm like, again, I don't bother nobody. This don't make no sense. But that's what happened. So that was the one reason I'm like, you know what, wait a minute, I gotta stop, pause. Because no, somebody's attacking me, and I have no reason for nobody to really attack me. I don't bother nobody. I don't talk to nobody. So from that point, I take everything down. I put my social media on private, my main page on private, LA2X. I put that on private, and that still wasn't enough. And I even took the booking site down, because I'm like, whoever this is just really just playing on my top and just having fun with it. So I had to take everything down. Now my whole business is shut down for some nonsense. And they keep doing it. Everything's taken down, and they keep doing it. They keep harassing these mediums of contact. So now I'm like, okay, I have to erase everything. I completely deleted my Instagram. That very next morning, my door ended up like this. Okay, so my neighbor said, oh, somebody dialed to get buzzing at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, so that must have been when somebody did it, because I had just left that night. And mind you, when I left that night, as soon as I got in my car, they called private again. And I'm like, isn't that ironic? So now it's like I'm being watched. Watch this, okay? No. Play where it's safe. I will tell you that. But I don't want to get back into that energy, but I really have to come correct within myself, because this completely tested everything in me. I kid you not. And so it would anybody. So I had to shut everything down. You know, I got a new number. I just, you know, after that, I didn't want to be contacted. Everybody became a suspect to me. Like, I'm like, I cannot trust anybody. People are like literally insulting my character. Oh, you probably messing with somebody, man. And I'm like, you know, before I even dive into a man or a boy, whatever, and most of them are boys these days. Before I even indulge completely, I definitely do my background research. And nobody was getting indulged in for me to be attacked like that. And best believe I'm an investigator. If I was being attacked by somebody's woman, I would have been found out. To this day, again, I don't know. I don't really care to find out no more. I've asked for camera footage. My building has failed to give me that. I've given up. Again, I cannot dwell on things that I cannot change or assess myself. You know, and in the midst of this compromise, a lot of my friendships, a lot of anything that I had going on, I was extra dead. I did everything. I could not even, like, at some point, like, you know, you try to filter out who it is. It's like, no, everybody gotta go. Until I figure out what's going on, I don't trust nobody around me. I don't trust nobody in my space. Even the people that ain't been in my space within the past 30 days of that, I'm like, you can't come around me. Because I don't know who it is. I'm not just wanting to just blame other people for things, but that whole thing, it just compromised my whole way of thinking, compromised all my socials, compromised everything that I even had going on at the time. But I'm like, you know what, again, this is well overdue. It's time to do a reboot. For me, as a human, as a person that's evolving, that wants better for myself, it is time to evolve. And that right there triggered it. Because I'm like, wait a goddamn minute, something ain't right. And I don't know who to point at, but I'm going to just point at myself right now. Because right now, I have the leeway and the power to change everything around me. If something's not sitting right with my spirit, I have to separate. Because I'm gonna reject it. My body and my everything is gonna reject it. My spirit's gonna reject it. I'm not gonna be my best version of myself to people if I don't reject these things that don't mean me no well. So therefore, I had to completely separate myself. And some people look at it like, oh, you just fall off the face of the earth. I had to. Because if I didn't, I would have been real bitter. I would have been real mad at everybody. I just would have been like, and I'm still, but that's reserved. Like, I'm not gonna let you see that side of me. I want to be a pretty butterfly, you know, for the most part, but still unquittable. Don't get it twisted. By the way, so yeah, let's go back a step. I am using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Long Wear Foundation. I have kind of sort of dry skin, so I need something that's kind of dewy. So this is good for me. And then I'm using the Fenty Beauty Instant Retouch Pro Filter Concealer. This is shade 370, but my skin, this is like something I bought at the end of the summer because, you know, us brown people, we change complexion when it gets cold outside. Especially me, I don't go nowhere, so I really be losing pigment. And then I use this contour stick by Fenty Beauty as well in Truffle. That's what I use here. So then I'm gonna go in with my Airspun. This is the best setting powder for me because I've had Morphe, I've had Kat Von D, I've had a lot of other high-end brands, and they leave me with this really white filter, and I'm not even that dark. So the fact I have like this white powder flash back, I don't like that. But this is really good. I got this from Walmart or Target for like $7. So, like I said, that's what triggered me to just really take a step back from everything. I couldn't take it. Like, it really, I felt so vulnerable and exposed and violated. Like, I was seeing red. I wanted, like, I didn't want no smoke, but at that point, I'm like, I'm being attacked. I want all the smoke. I'm gonna defend myself because there's nobody else that's gonna do it. I'm 10 toes behind me. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to feel secure in. So, let's get into the next step, right? So I went through a lot of emotional, like, hardships. Emotional and mental hardships during this reset. Because, you know, I'm never one to have like a million people around me in the first place. But now that I've completely X'd everybody out, I got a new number. Only 4 people have it. That's my mom, my last check that I share my suite with, a business partner, JT, well, he's like a brother now, and the guy I was dealing with at the time. That's it. I didn't want nobody talking to me. I didn't want nobody reaching out to me. I deleted LA2X. I had no intentions of reopening it back up at like any time soon to that point. I just really, I wanted to go off the radar. That was my intention. That's what people are saying. You fell off the face of the earth. I know. That was the point. I did it on purpose. Yeah. I just needed to reboot myself so that I could be the best version of me for me and my business, so that I could bring the content, bring the heat that Instagram needs from me. Like, I'm not just gonna sit up here and just post selfies. Like, you know, Instagram fuels off body, physique, and face now. I got all that check out. Face card, swipe, check out. Body checks out. People are paying for a skinny BBL. I got it for free. No shade to anybody that went and got one, but I'm just saying, like, I have all the things that Instagram kind of feeds off of. But I'm like, my spirit is way more deeper than that. Like, if I'm going to use these things, I'm going to use it artistically. But right now, at that moment, I'm not emotionally and mentally equipped to even talk to nobody. Even, I need to talk to myself right now. Like, I had a lot to sort out within myself. I had a lot of learning about myself and anything that, like, basically, I had a lot of my own pros and cons to learn. I had a lot of my own strengths and weaknesses to learn. You know, for a while, I'm like, I'm untouchable because, you know, I don't be in the mix. I'm very untouchable, and I still feel like that. But now I'm really more untouchable because I know myself. You know, getting caught up in the mix of something, sometimes you can lose yourself within that. Getting caught up in different relationships, whether it be a friendship or the guys I was with, not guys, not within us, but I'm just saying, like, in general. You know, just commingling your spirit with other people will sometimes water it down if it's not the right people. And that's what happened. I'm not commingling with the right people, so it's watering down my true essence and my vibrations. I'm vibrating lower than what I'm supposed to. So, you know, I spent a lot of time in the house by myself. A lot of them days I cried, like, day after day after day. I spent a lot of time crying, like, so much. Like, I even, you know, surprise, I will be releasing a book probably in May about this entire process, because it was the hardest reboot I've ever, like, I've rebooted before and had to redo things and reset and swipe my surroundings, but this in your mid-20s, it felt like a midlife mid-20s crisis, because I'm like, this should not be happening to me, you know. The only thing I want for myself right now is to be paid and at peace. That's what I realized. Like, it's not about being in the mix for me no more. I did that at an early age. I was in a club doing bottle service and stuff at an early age. It was beyond me. So I hope that for the most part explains why I kind of fell off the face of social media and existence, because I just didn't want to be bothered. Like, people are weird. You can't trust people with you. I can only trust me with me, you know, and I'm learning that, and that's okay. And that's another thing. I've learned a lot of self-acceptance. Like I said, you cannot dwell on things that cannot be changed. I'm not going to argue with nobody. It's above me. I have nothing more to give but just giving to myself now. Like, I cannot pour from an empty cup if I'm steady putting out, and nobody's feeding back into me and my persona and what I believe in. I just want my business to grow, and I have to be in a healthy mindset. And I was very distracted, like, very. And you can't be distracted in this business because it's forever evolving, it's forever changing. I need all hands on deck. And it's okay to have a social life, but it's like right now I need to reset within me, and then I'll find that balance later, because me trying to have that balance at the same time, I'm technically still like, I consider myself a struggling artist. Humbly speaking, I'm very humble. People say I'm too humble, whatever. I don't care. I'm a struggling artist. You know, just a lot of changes in my life that I just feel like ain't no time for no chaos. I don't want no chaos in my life. I just really want to be at peace. And if this is the cost of my peace, of being alone and having days where I'm sad and I'm lonely, you know, I have to write through it. I can't call a homegirl and be like, girl, I've asked everybody out, and I'm not sorry, because at the end of the day, I know I mean well in that. And, you know, maybe some of those relationships will be revisited, but then again, they probably won't, because if it don't feed me, and I'm not saying if any of my past friendships or relationships are watching this that you never fed me as a person, but like I said, it may or may not be revisited down the line. But just right now, at this very moment, like, I don't think as a person that if it was meant to be, those energies would still be around me. But the fact that it conflicted with how I wanted to be as a person, I don't know, maybe it's not meant for them people to be around, and that's okay. that's all I want. I just want to be paid and at peace. I want my business, like, I want you guys to see me through the things that I put out. So as far as this talk that we're having, this is going to be the last elaborate talk that you guys will hear from me. After that, it's just straight content. And then again, I will be releasing a self-written memoir about myself and my process of just learning self-acceptance and just, I don't even want to say self-love. That's a very like widely used term. I just, you know, I wrote a book. It's more so journaling, but in this, it's like I'm teaching myself me. And, you know, for those who are interested in reading, you'll learn about me, and then you'll also learn a lot about yourself, because I'm bringing out a lot of terms and words that I didn't know what they meant, and I wrote the definitions down. I'm looking up words that you probably never even heard of. Honestly, some of these words I looked up are not even in the dictionary, but there are words that mean certain emotions and certain parts, phases of life, and certain actions. It's a learning experience, and I feel like I had it, and now I'm finally getting back to myself and my business and producing content, because for a very long time I had such bad creative block. I would just cry because I'm like, there's days where I didn't even want to get up, and I didn't want to come here. I lost my passion, and I hate when that happens, because it's like, well, what do I do? But there were days where I didn't even want to get up. I didn't feel like I wanted to have anything to do with this, and that alone broke my spirit, because I'm like, I love what I do, but right now I have so much distaste in just getting up and being active and getting to it. I had no juices flowing. I had nothing going in here, and it was horrible. But nevertheless, I got it together. I'm still getting it together, but I'm about ready to make my debut again. So hope y'all ready. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and you know, but we're gonna get the final product first. But how y'all love life going? You know, it's February. I'm trying not to like be about it. You know, I went in, what was that, Dollar Tree the other day, and I was ready to knock all that over. If they look uneven, it don't matter, okay? Judge your mother, not me. Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Remember that. Your girl ain't got no Valentines. What Miami say?
I don't have no men, and guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I don't need no men. I'm young. They always say your 20s is the best days of your life, baby, and I'm gonna have a motherfucking ball. I ain't gonna be on a roller coaster.
It is selfish season. If you ain't been selfish already, you can get selfish. It is okay. You know, some people might disagree on this, but I feel like I was a very selfless person. I'm a very stand up, stand down type of, and that's one of the perks of dealing with me. But I'm worried about me and me only. It is selfish season with the best intentions though, because I just want to be great. Nobody's gonna make sure I'm good. Nobody gonna have my back like I got my back, and that's okay. I don't say that from a bitter standpoint. I say it from a point of just, you know, it's okay. Like, I've just learned this sense of like just self-reassurance and self-acceptance. Like, it is okay. I'm gonna charge it to the game, take it to the chin, whatever. Like, whatever analogy you want to use to help you just chalk it up. I'm gonna take every L, turn it into a W. Like, it's all about growth, evolution. And some people might not understand it. Some people might not understand why they gotta get booted out the circle. It's not for them to understand. Just know you don't serve a purpose with the mission I'm on. You know, you don't serve a purpose with the mission I'm on. And I definitely think everybody's in your life for you to use them in the best way possible. Don't manipulate, don't take advantage, but use everybody that you have around you. Because me, I feel like my purpose in life is to help people, to teach, and you know, all those other good things. And I feel like any relationship or friendship you have, you should definitely be learning something about yourself, learning something about that relationship or that person you're dealing with. And I'm not talking about just like a love relationship, I'm talking about friendships too. Please don't make this about men, because this ain't about men. We'll make another video about that. It'll be short because there's not much to say, but we'll talk about that right now. So to catch everybody up to speed about really what to expect, I'm still planning things out because everything will be strategic and calculated. But what to expect from me, I am looking for models. I do want models of different ethnicities to help me grow my brand. yes, Rich Temper has a heap load of new things coming, things that I have just been sitting on. Again, I'm my own worst critic. I be holding stuff to my chest, but I got some work, and that work will be getting released very, 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 very soon. Very soon. I mean, I think I pretty much covered everything. You know, all I can really say is I hate that this happened to me, but I'm grateful that it happened and I did what I did with it. But my camera looked like it's dying, so I'm gonna hurry up and finish this look up so we can move on with this video. So this is our final look. I need to brush my lashes. Lashes by Lavishly Lou. She is right here in the headquarters. So yeah, this is our final look. But that's gonna conclude our get ready with me, let's talk about it, part 1. Part 2, we will be fully showing behind the scenes of our silk series. So for the time being, I will see y'all later, for real. I said that last year. I will drop all my socials below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow all my social media. Leave my fence alone though. If you find it, act like you don't even see it. It ain't for you. So until then, until I see y'all next time, stay dangerous. Real.